Class 8 Science. My dear students, you must have gone through the videos of lesson number 2, Microorganism, Friends and Foe. Now let's discuss the back exercise and important questions here. My dear student, let's start the session with the prayer. Are you ready for the Gayatri Mantra? Let's start. Om Bhur Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yana Prachodaya. The meaning is, we meditate on that most adored Supreme Lord, the Creator, whose divine light illumines all physical, mental and spiritual being. May this divine light illumine our intellect as well. A. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. The study of microorganism is known as microbiology. Number 2. The bread dough rises because of the production of carbon dioxide. Yes, we all know the bread dough is becoming fluffy, and that is because of the production of carbon dioxide. Number 3. Pathogens are microorganisms that causes diseases. We all know that the disease causing microorganisms are also called pathogen. Number 4. Sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite are two chemical preservatives. Now, two chemical preservatives name has been given in the book, and they are sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite. Number 5. Aspergillus is a fungus that causes food poisoning. Now students, please learn the spelling sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfite and aspergillus, because these are very important for this chapter. B. Match the following. In column A, it's been given ringworm, Clostridium, anthrax, lactobacillus and methane. In column B, the options given are food poisoning, biogas reactor, fungus, cattle, curd. Now coming to the matching point. Ringworm. Now ringworm is what? Yes, it's a fungus. Ringworm is fungus. So 1 goes to C option. Clostridium. Clostridium is responsible for food poisoning. 3. Anthrax. Anthrax is happening with the cattle. So 3 is D and 2, as I told you, it is with A. 4. Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is for curd formation. So 4 goes with E. 5. Methane. Methane is a biogas reactor. So 5 goes with B. Cleared everyone? C. Pick the correct option. Number 1. The process that helps milk to last longer but does not kill all the microbes present in it is known as, and the option given are vaccination, bioaugmentation, pasteurization and fermentation. Yes, the correct answer is pasteurization. Now, number 2. Rust of wheat is caused by, and the option given are fungus, bacteria, virus and protozoa. And the correct option is fungus. Number 3. Medicines containing killed or weakened pathogens are used to prevent infectious diseases are called, and the option given are disinfectant, antibodies, antibiotics, and vaccines. Yes, the correct option is vaccines. Number 4. Which of the following reproduces only inside the host cell? Now the options given are virus, alga, protozoan, and bacteria. What is the correct answer? Yes, virus. Virus can able to reproduce only inside the host cell, not outside the host cell. Number 5. A disease caused by virus and spread by an insect is polio, dengue, rabies, mumps. And the correct option is dengue. D. Answer the following questions in brief. Question number 1. Why are viruses considered as being at the borderline between living and non-living things? Now student, this is a very important question for your board examination. It's been asked almost every time. Now the answer is viruses are unique as they exhibit the characteristics of both living and non-living things. They exhibit non-living characteristics while floating in air or settling on a non-living substrate and can be crystallized. But they show the characters of living beings when they come in contact with a living host. They infect the cell and quickly multiply inside it. Therefore, they are considered on the borderline between the living and non-living things. Now, here I prepared a flowchart as a learning technique. Virus. Inside living being, they can able to multiply, and that's why they are behaving as a living organism. Virus inside non-living things or outside the living organism cannot multiply, so they behave like non-living. I hope that is clear to everyone. Question number 2. What is fermentation? How is this process useful in the food and beverage industries? Answer. Fungi like yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide. This gas, when trapped in dough or batter used in idlis, dosa, causes it to increase in volume and makes it fluffy and soft. This is known as fermentation. As you can see here, because of the production of carbon dioxide, the batter is becoming fluffy. Question number 3. In the absence of microorganisms, the earth would become a heap of dead plants and animals. Justify this statement. Answer. Decomposers convert all dead organic materials into carbon dioxide and nutrients. These nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and magnesium etc. become a part of the soil. This process eventually replenishes nutrients in the ecosystem, thereby allowing the plants to grow. Example, bacteria and fungi. Without these decomposers, the dead plants and animals will not be decomposed at all, leaving no space for the living to live on earth. Now, as you can see here on the right hand side, we have given a picture, and in this picture it's been clearly shown green plants are using nutrients from the soil, and when those plants died, decomposers acts on them and returning the nutrients back to the soil, and also the decomposers cleaning the environment in that way. So without decomposers, the earth would become a heap of dead plants and animals. Question number 4. Munna observes that the yield of wheat growing in his field has reduced in the current year. He tested the soil and the report confirms the deficiency of one particular nutrient. Accordingly, he is advised to grow peas after harvesting wheat. Coming to that, the question number 1 is, name the nutrient found insufficient, and tell me which nutrient is insufficient here. Yes, it is nitrogen. Number 2, how do you think growing peas will help in replenishing the soil? Answer, wheat crop draws large amount of nitrogen from the soil. The soil becomes deficient in nitrogen after wheat cultivation. Peas are leguminous plants and have nodules in the roots that contain rhizobium bacteria. You can see here the root nodules given in the picture. Yes. Rhizobium bacteria are able to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. Now you can see here atmospheric nitrogen being fixed by the root nodules, and this phenomenon is also termed as biological nitrogen fixation. This replenishes the nitrogen of the soil. Number 5. Why does it take less time to prepare curd in summers as compared to preparing it in winters? Answer, curd is formed due to the action of lactobacillus on worm milk. The bacterium increases in number very first in summers due to optimum temperature. Therefore, curd sets early. But as the temperature is low in winters, the bacterium increases slowly in the milk. Therefore, curd takes more time to set. As it is clearly shown here in the picture, summer, high temperature, so curd sets quickly. Winter, low temperature, so curd sets slowly. Clear, everyone? Question number 6. How are the following diseases transmitted? And the diseases given here are malaria, common cold, tetanus, typhoid. Now coming to malaria. Malaria is been transmitted through insect. And what is that name of that insect? Yes, it is mosquito. B. Common cold. Common cold, the mode of transmission is air or sometimes direct contact. C. Tetanus. The mode of transmission is soil. D. Typhoid. The mode of transmission is water. Number 7. What is antibiotics? How are they produced? Give 2 examples of these. Answer. Chemicals produced by microorganisms that kill or inhibit the growth of other microorganisms are called antibiotics. They are produced by some friendly bacteria and fungi. Like penicillin is an antibiotic obtained from a fungus Penicillium notatum. You can see this is Penicillium notatum, and we are getting the antibiotic penicillin from that. 2 other examples of antibiotics are erythromycin and streptomycin.
So children, let's do one very interesting icebreaker. You have to follow the instructions that has been given to you. Clap your hands, tap your feet, turn around, touch the ground, and say this 2 times. Oh microorganisms, you must stay away. We have been told. You germs are not our friends. You give us cold. I repeat once again. Clap your hands, tap your feet, turn around, touch the ground. Oh microorganisms, you must stay away. We have been told. You germs are not our friends. You give us cold.
Coming to E. Answer the following questions. Number 1. Microorganisms are very useful in manufacturing different food items. Explain the above statement. Answer. Microorganisms are useful in manufacturing different food items. A. Curd and cheese formation. Lactobacillus helps in formation of curd. At a favorable temperature, it multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Some bacteria and fungi are also involved in the making of cheese. B. Fermentation process in bakery. Fungi like yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide. This gas, when trapped in dough or batter used in idlis, dosa, causes it to increase in volume and makes it fluffy and soft. This is due to fermentation. C. Alcoholic beverages. Many microorganisms are used in the manufacture of alcohol, wine, and acetic acid. Fungi like yeast converts natural sugars present in cereals, fruits into alcohol, which is then used to make alcoholic beverages. Acetic acid, commonly known as vinegar, is also produced by a similar process. So, fermentation and the three useful example of fermentation are curd and cheese formation used in bakery and used in making of alcoholic beverages. Number 2. Give reasons for the following. A. Yeast is added to the batter used to make dosas. Answer. Yeast make the batter fluffy and soft by fermentation process. So as you can see here, yeast is responsible for fermentation. B. It is important to brush one's teeth before going to bed. Answer. After taking food, the activity of bacteria increases due to acid production. This might cause tooth decay if left unchecked overnight. The toothpaste, which are basic in nature, deprive the bacteria of the ideal environment for growth inside the mouth. This protects the tooth from decay. As you can see, sugar present in the food reacts with the decay causing bacteria, and because of that, acid is producing. Acid then reacts on the healthy teeth and causing tooth decay. Cleared, everyone? In continuation of question number 2, give reason. C. Reducing the quantity of salt in pickle can cause it to go bad soon. Answer. Salt reduces the water content of the food drastically. This prevents the growth of microorganisms. Reducing salt will result in incomplete removal of the water content of the food. This provides the microorganisms opportunity to grow in the food. Therefore, the pickle might get spoiled easily. D. Food from puffed or enlarged cans should not be consumed. Answer. Puffed cans denote spoilage of the food inside. Therefore, foodstuff from such cans should never be consumed. E. When using frozen food items, one should take out only the required quantities. Thawed food should never be refrozen. Answer. Some bacteria only get deactivated when frozen. They get revitalized when thawed. If not consumed immediately, they start growing on the food, resulting in spoilage. The food cannot be prevented from spoilage on refreezing. I hope it is clear to everyone. Question number 3. How do communicable diseases spread? Suggest ways to prevent the following diseases. A. Tuberculosis. B. Athlete's foot. C. Cholera. Answer. Diseases which can spread from an infected person to a healthy person are called communicable diseases. Communicable diseases spread from one person to another through air, water, food, physical contact, or insects. Examples of communicable diseases are tuberculosis, pneumonia, cholera, typhoid, hepatitis, malaria, dengue, plague, common cold, conjunctivitis, etc. Now coming to the ways to prevent communicable diseases. First is tuberculosis. How we can prevent tuberculosis? We can prevent tuberculosis through vaccination. B. Athlete's foot. We can prevent athlete's foot by maintaining a good personal hygiene. C. Cholera. We can prevent cholera by proper disposal of waste using disinfected water. 4. What are pathogens? Name 2 pathogens each that cause diseases in plants and animals. Answer. Some microorganisms are harmful. They cause disease in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease-causing organisms are also known as pathogens. Pathogens causing disease in plants. 1. Tobacco mosaic virus causing tobacco mosaic disease. Citrus canker bacteria causing citrus canker disease. Pathogen causing diseases in animals. Anthrax virus causing anthrax in cattle. Protozoa Plasmodium vivax causing malaria in humans. Number 5. Mohan bought some samosas from a roadside vendor and ate it. Next day he felt nausea and started vomiting. He had severe pain in the abdominal region and suffered from diarrhea. What would be the reason for this condition? What is it called? How could it be prevented? Answer. Mohan had got food poisoning. Food poisoning is a disease that results from the consumption of contaminated food. The samosas he had must have been infected infected by bacteria which cause the food poisoning. Symptoms of food poisoning are vomiting, nausea, severe pain in the abdominal region, diarrhea, and dehydration. It may also cause weakness, fatigue, and damage to the nervous system. Some bacteria like Clostridium and Staphylococcus and fungi like Aspergillus cause food poisoning. Now student, please learn the spelling like Clostridium, Staphylococcus and Aspergillus. It is very important. Food poisoning can be prevented by preparing and storing food properly, not keeping food unrefrigerated for a long time, handling food only after washing hands properly. Number 6. Which diseases the following children are most likely to suffer from? A. Ramu drinks water from a nearby lake. The water is neither boiled nor disinfected. So which disease we are getting when we are consuming contaminated water? Yes, the disease is typhoid. B. Ashu does not take bath every day. He maintained poor personal hygiene. So which disease he will be suffering from? Yes, the correct answer is ringworm and athlete's foot, two diseases caused by fungi. C. Pulkit was beaten by an infected street dog. So, which disease he will be suffering from? Rabies. Yes, the correct answer is rabies. D. Shohan is living in an area where the population is very high. He does not use mosquito net while sleeping or insect repellent creams while playing in the open. So which disease he will be suffering from? Yes, two diseases causing by mosquitoes, and the diseases are malaria and dengue. E. Mohan was with a group of friends who had been coughing and sneezing as they were suffering from common cold. One of these friends did not keep a handkerchief in front of his mouth while coughing and sneezing. So, which are the diseases they will be suffering? Yes, the diseases are common cold and influenza. Coming to the value-based question. Students, please think and write the answer by yourself. Soham and his wife are overjoyed after the birth of their daughter. They shared their joy with their relatives and friends. Soham's wife decided to take their daughter for her first round of vaccinations. However, Soham's mother does not like the idea of putting the child through the discomfort of injections. Soham explained to his mother in a polite and patient way that this slight discomfort and pain is necessary as it shall ensure that the child lives a long and healthy life. With this statement, 3 questions has been given. Question number 1. Was Soham right in supporting his wife's decision? List any 2 values that are demonstrated by his behavior. Question number 2. How does vaccination help in providing immunity? Question number 3. Find out the names of any 5 diseases that can be prevented by timely vaccination of children. Student, I think everything is clear to everyone now. So bye for now. See you soon. Write down the question answers in the notepad and start learning.